Starseed, good day to you. You've done a lot of work. Congratulations if you have made it to your graduations. I love you. You are loved. You now know in your graduation that you were loved and loved all along. That this is just a temporary pressure point to learn and grow. And now I want to go back. Something's been nagging at me again about 1992 visions, 1 month of what we would call prophetic dreams. Also, I was caught up 2 or 3 times in that space of that month after source reconnection or realignment, really. It felt like I was connected all along, but that my alignment was off. And on that night of dancing and moving back and forth in a toroidal, single toroidal movement in my own coherent space, I was able to take in a personal self-reflection all the way down to the core where it burned. Yeah, that's where the burning man is. It's not out in some place out there. You guys have been searching in the wrong direction. I love you. Yes. The burn is on the inside. And you might say, well, GP, that's why we go out. But do you? Do you really go out to burn out your inside? Or are you living out your highest passions and your highest ideas and your highest illusions? Yeah, I know. I've been there with you. Okay. So, but the thing is that this timeline is bringing coherence. I've had 1992. Again, let's go back. Okay. First of all, before we go back to 1992, let's jump in when you jumped in. You had a conversation with all being. They said you only have a certain amount of time. You said, yes, I'll come in. You drop in, go through mama birthing process. You forget, yeah, that you only had a certain amount of time and it was precious. And what you did with it towards family and towards love and restoration, right? I have to ask myself these same questions. Have I done that good job? And the answer is yes, because I was guided way ahead of when even people knew to do what they were doing. And I had to stand in the space. That's an initiate. Okay. You are an initiate if you are aware of these aspects, because you're now is being observed all the time by your third person perspective as an awakened being. Okay. So, yeah, these are the things that come online. So, okay, you have a conversation. They say you only have a certain amount of time because the plan that you're observing from outside in, you can see we have something that's going to come in and actuate this experience. Because the real work down here was soul work and pulling souls out of the depths. So the light went through, presented itself in unconditionality, and of course, keyframes, they knew not of it. Okay. And even though there was as much explanation as could be done to help serve the soul work, they could not perceive it. And this is true. Okay. Because they do not take self reflection of their life and their actions in love, they cannot now perceive the movements of light moving through. Okay. So, those that do, though, they try to clamp on in fear, and if you are on the shadow side, you will actually have been used by shadow to clink on. But unfortunately, they didn't get the memo. You can't live the life of another, truly. You can never step into their shoes. It's impossible, especially with the works and the determinations that were made from the critical inside. So, here we are. Now, what's been nagging on me is that in 1992, I had the vision where I was caught up in the moment of what is the actuator. It's a very much a cosmic energy that comes into our solar system and basically brings in new energies. As it's coming in, it feels really good until it gets upon us and we start to feel the eeriness of something. Well, that's time. Your time is coming to a closure. Yeah. Uh, because if it didn't come to a closure at the time of revelation, there would be the possibility of the soul be going backwards and retrapping itself into an old world system of mental being. Okay, remember, you're a mind, body, spirit program. Yeah, they insert you in with an MBS program, that's a GP3, your MBS program, so that you can have fundamental balance and come to this revelation so that you could save yourself through awareness and expansion. That's what the Jesus, that's what the Buddha, that's what the Krishna, Rama, all of them, man. Everybody along the way has been trying to get this center channel to come back in, calm out, right? Know thyself, standing in the light. know thyself so that we can advance. Well, now we're at the time of advancement, and the actuator is present with us. And so I'm here to tell you that the thing that you know is time will suddenly start fracturing, and you'll be seeing illusion, that you've been in illusion, okay? Which is actually, the more toxic it gets, turns into delusion. Once you're in delusion, you're going to forget yourself, and you're not going to remember that this was all about heart coherence, friends. Okay, so I want to put the pieces together a little bit. This is not fear mongering. This was actually great love. Great love said, yeah, you've got enough time to come in and figure out yourself, stand in your own sovereignty, your own sovereign stand, which happens better by going out and grounding, right? Okay, so we go out and ground, so we have that energy field that can properly filter and funnel. So now that that's happening and you have coherence coming in, you're not going to want to rock that boat. You're going to need to pull the blank out, pull the, I want to say it so bad. You want to pull out, okay? Pull backwards into yourself. You're going to be like, I don't want to think those thoughts. I'm going to say, if you don't process those thoughts, you ain't getting out of your trap, okay? I love you. You do not need to do that to yourself. I know this is feels like a little more of a reckoning. Well, you know, the Grateful Dead have a full album called Reckoning. And if the dead are speaking reckoning, it might be an interesting model to consider that that is a metaphor for many etheric realms. Okay? Okay, let's go back to the call to remember who you are. Know thyself. Just be cool. It's all right, man. You only had a little bit of a time to come this awakening, and you who have can sit and really resonate with the love that you've been given for that time to do that. Okay? No matter how short this time goes now and how it seals itself up, just know that the light came through in unconditional love. It was present and it showed up for you. And it was showing up because it wanted soul return back to source. We're not here to be re-entrapped into a game. No, especially a ritualistic soul trap. No. I already broke that one in Denver. Stopped the blood sacrifice, stopped the ceremony, saw the entity 2 or 3 times in the same day, eye to eye, totally get the fuck on. Yeah, you're caught red-handed, man. And it's not just some psychological play. No, the observance of the being has been done. And now we're at the crossroads. Yeah, the crossing is really coming. Hi, Gen X, yeah, they knew then that this time of crossing was coming. And so they named these things in ways to monitor the system that's really present. You're about ready to see some pretty fantastic things and Phil Mama's response. We're in a really mid-gate process right now where your trial runs are coming online and getting into play. So whatever you're creating right now, just create, but hold on loosely to observe to make sure that that's what you want to be doing. All right. I know now that it all comes to me so that it's safe. Because I'm done. I'm tired and not going to have any more of an unsafety aspect that I've also experienced being run with and run on. Yeah, fortunately, 2012 was the end of that. Great. Yeah, I know. But for all of us, yeah, for all of us, that was the telltale sign of what is to come. Consciousness expansion happens simultaneously with cosmic energies. We've been getting hit. Schumann resonance has been off the Richter, simultaneous cosmic energy coming in, matching on the same timeline. Come on, put it together. All right. All right. Well, this is kind of on my heart today because I'm being brought back to the preciousness of the time that we have. Okay. And the time that we have is relevant to how you're living your life anyway. You may, because of living recklessly and too far into the contrast, you could actually miss opportunity. And then also you can not get on that boat, but try to create your own off the energy of another, which is aspecting, a new word for you. Okay. Yeah, you got to watch people aspecting you because you're doing a great job, but then they're trying to line up on you. Okay? When that's not the message. The message is you do your work on your own. We love you. The all loves you. You've got to do your work and be aware of what your creation model is bringing into your life and the life of others, friends. All right, that's about as much on the heart as I can get today. All right, and also a little plug from a Capybara, Rocky Mountain Live 2025, Capybara. All right. So also, this is a little plug for Convergence Festival coming up. We have really a great presentation that we're going to make with this group of people who are coming together with a lovely feminine and masculine balance of how we are living, speaking, communicating, and serving that aspect so that it can be restored in love and shown that no, yeah, it can be done. It's a family business and it's a family operation, and it was a family debacle. Yeah, it was. And more coming on that in your Akashic learning. Remember me, and I'm waving to you from when you're on the other side in your Akashic moment because I love you. All right. And I'm pointing directly to you. All right. You're with GP3, Rocky Mountain Live out of Heart of the Rockies, and also Soul Searching. Get on board. Please like, follow, subscribe. Come and be a part of an easy pass through. All right. Have a great day, everybody.